Hello everybody, this is Keybounce and I want to show you around my world. This should, if all goes well, be episode 1 of my Keybounce Plays Minecraft. So here we are in this little section of cave I call the bedroom. I have to have my bedroom somewhere. Out there, up and to the right, is the start of my farm. And across the way, little river is a mountain where Spaz has been sending some scouts out to me. Down here, got a little loop back upstairs to the bedroom. Over here is the primary junction of my little home. Up the wood to the river. Up here to the main top of the island. And down here is the attic and the basement. And I will show you these in turn. So let's start by going up to the island top. And over here, when I started this map, my seed was a really unpleasant place on the side of a mountain. The first tree that I could get to and punch was on this island. So I've got my little work area. And what you see here, the mod is called Shelf. It's by the person who made ModLoader. I'm sorry, I do not remember how to pronounce the name properly. Anyways, as you can see, I've got my sand and some glass. Dirt, of course, is too big for a shelf. Gravel and flint, and there really isn't enough clay. I'm still collecting clay for anything. Over here I've got some stone, furnaces. In the background you've seen my farm growing. I've got wood over here, wood products, tools, coal and sticks for lighting. Over here I've got some plant stuff. This is my mob drops. And the most recent thing that I just did was I took out a spider dungeon. I have 18 string. 11 came from a chest in the spider dungeon. Was not happy to see that much string when I could get all the string I wanted from the spiders. I've got some food over here. I got 2 cocoa beans from that chest, as well as 2 buckets. So overall it was a decent dungeon chest. The key point was that it had some cocoa, which you can't really get anywhere else, I don't think. And these signs are basically just simple reminders for me. Now, at one point I was thinking that I was going to need some sheep for building blocks, and the wheat farm was started to get some sheep over here so I could get some nice building blocks. I'm realizing that I've got lots and lots of wood, lots and lots of flint. What I really need are feathers. So I'm going to be going out on not a sheep collecting, but a chicken collecting. The attic cave I mentioned to you. When I made this sign, I was looking at digging out sand so that I can get some more glass going, as well as some gravel and dirt. Sand cave flooded. I will explain what that is in a moment as well. I have since come to realize that there's something more important that I can do. Over here you see my wheat, my sugar canes. I've started reducing the amount of reeds that I'm growing. I just don't need that much anymore. And here I have pumpkins. I just don't have enough pumpkins. You see some of my pumpkins over here, and it's just not enough. There's more way off in the distance over there. Just not enough pumpkins. What do you do with that many pumpkins? Well, it helps to be able to see where you're going if you're working underwater. Did I just ruin that land? No. It helps to be able to see if you're working underwater. And this is not excessive. This is not obsessive. This is just thorough. I like to be able to see where I'm going. To show you what I'm talking about, where the grass is going down, there's roughly from here, where I'm indicating with my mouse, to at least right around here are entrances into an underwater section. And I managed to hurt myself. I thought I had all nice and safe, but I still got a problem drop. So yeah. Lots of things down here I've started exploring. And as I said, more off in the distance. Here's another entrance. There's more entrance right in this area. I haven't found the edge of it yet. So there's a lot. This is the exit of the attic cave. And when I'm doing fishing, this has become my current spot for fishing, simply because this wall will make sure the fish doesn't fly off. Now the attic cave, I was originally coming through here exploring it, and I found that it went down. When I came back later, I found that the down connected to this cave. This is basement cave. Up there is my house. Basement cave was a mining facility. I had a little bit of stuff to mine over here, and more stuff to mine over here. Now you may have noticed that goes down quite a ways. And down there. Down there. That little extension where my mining stopped goes right down to the underwater section. And with a little surveying, I was able to determine that I can basically, if I want to, I can reach it by just extending pretty much down at a 45-degree angle just to make a staircase. And I may wind up doing that. I've got some other choices available to me. So the other thing that I can do is I head out the attic cave to the fishing zone. As I said, in doing some work over here, you will notice there are some air pockets that I have left. I wanted to make sure that whatever else is happening down here, I can grab a breath of air. So looking around, as I said, lots of openings, some lit, some in the process of being lit. So taking a look around the rest of the island, this is a little dock area. I was playing around with wood planks. They make a great dock, I discovered. In the process of lighting up the rest of this area, I came across, the question was, where exactly was the seafloor ground? And coming around this way, I haven't actually done the full seafloor here. This is the farthest cave opening I have found so far. I don't think this is a cave opening, or if it is, I haven't found it yet. But over on this side, I was looking at the question of what does the seafloor ground look like over here? And you will note as I come over this hill, I've got my island and a steep, sharp drop. So one thing that I was curious about was, where exactly is the floor as you come down over here? As you come off of here, coming down this way, where do you find the seafloor? I found this by accident. I found this little section here, and there's more. This is a different section. and this was where I found my spider dungeon. So I have a nice source of string anytime I want to, just coming over here and fighting some spiders. And I do mean fight. One thing that is going to set my series of Minecraft playing apart from everybody else that I have seen, I refuse to use an XP grinder. I refuse to use any type of mob system that makes mobs trivial. If I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight. If I'm going to collect mob drops, it's because I've actually fought them. This was my first fishing hole. I was saddened to find, once I got the pumpkins and was able to light up, I was saddened to find that it went nowhere. Over here is my tree farm, and I've got some glass on top. It needs some repair work. I originally made the glass too low and had to raise it up. It is not fully raised up yet. At one point I was spamming saplings every space. Only I discovered that after planting 100 saplings, I was not getting anywhere near enough saplings back. So I'm down now to 2 rows, and hopefully I will have enough saplings to be growing more saplings. The last thing that I want to show you, and by the way, as you can see, I don't have nearly enough pumpkins out there yet. It's not even lit, it's still dark. This was an area where I was doing some mining. So let me show you around here. This little overhang was naturally occurring. Over here was a tunnel I mined out just to give me what I thought would be easier access. This area has gotten a lot of work in the name of safety. You will note I even have safety railings over here so that I don't fall down. And over here, at one point before I had enough blocks in the way, I would come down and run right into this area. So I made sure that there's enough safety railings that I don't run out. This is a ravine. I finally found a safe way into the ravine, and I've lit part of it up. Part of it is not lit and is still a source of creepers. I found slimes down here. You saw the slime ball on my little stand. Came from there. So this little ravine is going to be a mining spot. But at the moment it is a work in progress. Over here is my first mine area. This was the first area I found, the first cave that I really went down that I thought would be a nice mining zone. So as you can see, it's all set up. I've got furnace and everything else. I covered this area with glass, mined out some sand, gravel, was digging down, tried doing a little redecorating to get some of the excess glass out of the way because I had too much glass down. Had a little error, and as you can see, fortunately I put a little drain, single hole was all it takes for a drain, so the water didn't flood the whole cave zone. But this area, after digging down, I was saddened to find that large coal vein was over here. I don't remember what was in this corner. I still have some dirt to dig down over here. I have gravel to dig down over here. Dirt and gravel dig quickly. The point of a cave is that it's already pre-dug for you. You can quickly and easily just walk through and see lots of exposed surface area and find lots of ore to mine. Dirt and gravel dig down very quickly. As far as I'm concerned, they're as easy to dig through looking for ores of various kinds as easily as a cave. So I don't consider this place completely played out yet, but at the moment it's a low priority dig. Finally, there's a waterway. The holes in the glass that you see here were not accidents, they were intentional. I use this as an underwater launching pad. But as you can see, it's dark. So I still need pumpkins. More pumpkins, just not enough. So that is a tour of my cave, of my island, of my work zone. And as I've said, I've got my farm around the edge, my tree farm, my reed farm, my pumpkin farm, my wheat farm, my first work cave, which is pretty much all done, the ravine, which I will be getting to in just a minute, the farming activity. Over here on the other side of the island, and do be careful over here, I probably should put something here for safety. Over here, beside my farm, more dark area that needs to be lit up. More holes in the ground. This little arch was natural, and I'm still pretty much taking a look around. As I said, there are holes in the ground to go down and dig out. This area, at first I had the thought of leaving dark as a little combat zone. The problem with that, the big problem, was I was too close to the edge. To avoid falling off the edge, I needed torches along the edge so that I didn't fall off at night. That made the spawning area too small, and it was too hard to get mobs. Once I realized I needed a wheat farm to bring sheep and chicken here, I said that just did not make sense to have a combat zone. So no, this is not excessive. I just like to have enough. All right, so the other things, more space, got some more things up there. So all in all, this is pretty much just showing you around. My spawn is off that away. Roughly speaking, the other side of this mountain here is the spawn point. Because everything around here is extreme hills, it was too hard to get up, to get to a tree to punch on day one. So I settled the island instead. And the big problem here is that anything that has me falling down has a good chance that I will destroy farmland. So getting down is a little difficult. So that is most of the island. Now, there's two things left that I want to show you. The first is what I call sand cave. This area was not initially flooded, but was a sand deposit. And I probably should have made a boat to ride down, but it's still whee! Looking to the side, there's the ravine. Took me a while to find a safe entrance to the ravine, but there it is. This area is pretty dark, pretty far down. So my thought was that my first thought before I discovered the ravine entrance was that I would use this as a way to go down. I'm pretty sure I got all the coal out of here. The sign that was talking about how Sand Cave had coal and went down was referring to coal in here and the down. This was an ore deposit, I believe, of some kind. I do not remember what. And I've got to do something to make it easier to get here. And here is, at 11 a.m., slimes. So you're not just getting a demo of the world, you're getting a demo of my fighting. And I'm fighting while badly injured and low on health and food. Let me rephrase that. Badly hungry. And is that all of them? All right. So Slimer is going to help me walk around here as we are going to fill in the rest of this. And we're going to make sure that ooh, joy. I was not expecting another cave. I did not know there was another cave. And there's creatures. So I'm not in the mood for combat at the moment. And I'm going to have to do something about that. All right. So I'm still hearing lots of skeletons. The purpose here is just to make sure that I get monsters when I want to fight them and not whenever they feel like it. So, first thing first, as I said, is the ravine floor was not there. How did I come into this zone? That's where I came into this zone. And I was hoping to have a little pet Slimer around, but he seems to have gone elsewhere. And I do have a system for systematic marking of torches. At the moment I'm not using it. I'm just saying torch first and think about it later. So there's Slimer. That was not smart. Did not work. All right. So let's just give ourselves a staircase. Now normally, and the reason I keep my compass up is that I normally follow an every 10 space rule. 9. So along the zeros, like 210, 220, 230, and along the same rule along here, every 10 spaces, 210 and 10, I put a torch. Every 10 spaces, so at 210 and 0, I put a torch. And I missed a torch right around here, 18, 19, 20. I put a torch. And I will do the same thing along the sides. Ooh, joy. And I see light. So I am thinking that this might be either lava or someplace that I found through another entrance. Right. So, a lot of things to look at, explore, and worry about at another time. All right. So as long as we're here, grab a quick couple of freebies. And all right, so it is getting nighttime. So as I said, the other thing I want to do is just make sure that this whole area is lit well enough that I don't have to worry about spawns. Whoop. Yeah, I completely forgot food. I'm jumping around, I'm fighting things, so that's going to cause me hunger. And there's nothing here about worrying about optimal placement of torches. The rule here is simply sufficient torches first and everything else later. I do not have a bow on me. All right. So yeah, so it's time to get out of this cave. I do not like dealing with creepers at all. All right, so it's time for a real meal. All right. Hello, creeper. Hello, creeper. Come here. Come here. Come here. You can't. Well, I'm not going to cross the water to come to you, I'm afraid. Or is that the only way out? No, it's not the only way out. I see where I came in. So what is the best way to deal with a creeper who's out of range? Is that Slimer? Yeah. I don't want to have to deal with Slimer trying to help me out fighting that thing. So I'm just going to have to make a new Slimer later. Come on. Jump.
It's 1:30.
Jump. You're no help. Okay. All right. So that is a tour of my island. And you've seen, I haven't shown you the underwater areas where I'm going to be doing digging, but you have seen my newest playground. And so I'm sure most of you are asking, why another Let's Play series for Minecraft? Take a look at my experience level. I've got a defeated spider dungeon in the water that I can get to when I need it. I don't have a high experience level. You won't see me doing mob grinders. Every other Let's Play series that I have seen at some point or other has a mob grinder or an XP grinder, free enchantments, levels, all the levels that they want, and so on. You won't see that with me. When it comes to fighting monsters, I fight them the good old-fashioned way. You see 19 gunpowder here. What you don't see is the probably 40 to 50 creeper explosions. I've had them explode on me in the water. I've been knocked down to half a heart. So basically, creepers are a real serious threat. They are the only monsters that I consider to be a threat. Skeletons and zombies I can handle. Slimes I can handle. Creepers, I'm batting less than 50%. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Anyways, that was an introduction to my island. Next episode, I will probably go underwater and show you what's happening down there. But for now, it's harvest time, and I will see you later.